Hi, in this chapter, we will learn about global marketing, which is chapter 5. There are 4 learning objectives. The first one is to understand why is global marketing important. Second, what are the different aspects of the external environment, the different methods of entry, and the different challenges that have to do with the global marketing mix. So let's start with the first, which is why or what does global marketing mean? So anytime when a company finds itself targeting different consumers around the world, it is considered global marketing. And a company that finds itself in multiple foreign markets is considered a multinational corporation. So a company that is heavily engaged in international trade with beyond exporting and importing. That is a multinational. Now, when companies market in different markets around the world or are considered global marketers, they usually struggle to either adapt their marketing strategy or standardize their marketing strategy, which means standardization is taking the marketing strategy at home and copying and pasting it into the international market. Adapting is where the company makes certain changes or accommodations to the local market that is different from its home market. So take a look here at this example. This is McDonald's. You will recognize from the golden arches, but it's a McDonald's that's located in India. And so the company obviously has changed some of its signage from being it in the English script to the local. A lot of the space, the store atmosphere is different when it comes to these McDonald's in India. As you can tell from just the outside, it looks pretty upscale with a much larger seating capacity. Look at this one here, another great example of McDonald's customizing or adapting its marketing strategy. So here again, McDonald's in India with this additional service component called McDelivery, which means in McDonald's you can call this toll-free number and have your meal delivered at home. So what are some of the reasons that companies are motivated to go global? 4 particular reasons that are top of mind. One is when the market is saturated at home, one way to earn additional profits is by going into foreign markets. Sometimes it's also taking a unique product or a technological advantage and therefore penetrating a foreign market. So if you look at, Apple with its iPhone, it has taken its smartphones and entered emerging markets pretty much around the world. Sometimes it's possessing exclusive market information. So when a trade deal is done and a market opens up, that becomes a reason for a company at home to enter a foreign market. And lastly, of course, to utilize economies of scale. So this video that you can see on Canvas in the module shows you why Walmart entered South Africa, and I will urge you to watch it by clicking on the link in Canvas. So there are different methods of entry that markets have. So we'll look at exporting, which is simply taking a finished product and transporting it overseas. Licensing is similar to franchising. Contract manufacturing is a B2B method of entry where a company gives the contract to manufacture a product to a foreign company. A joint venture is when 2 independent companies come together and create a new company. Or the other way to think of a joint venture is also a partnership. And then a direct investment is where the company owns and operates its facilities. So let's look at some examples. So here's an example of licensing. So here's Yum Brands, which owns Taco Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut. And what they have done is they have all these restaurants in China that are licensed or franchised to independent company owners. Contract manufacturing, great example again, is with Apple in China. So most of the Apple products that are made in China are made by this Chinese company called Foxconn. A joint venture is, again, remember I said it's like a partnership. So here is Starbucks. When they entered India, they formed a joint partnership between the Indian company Tata, as you can see right here, and itself to create a new entity that now markets products in India. A direct investment is the example of Toyota. So Toyota is a Japanese company, but they own and operate all of their manufacturing facilities in a foreign country, which is the US. The other part of marketing overseas is the external market, the external environment that becomes really important. And just like a domestic marketer, an international marketer also needs to pay attention to the different aspects of the external environment. So the first one that's really important is culture. And when we talk about culture, we're really talking about these common set of values that are universally shared by the members of the society. And so that pretty much manifests itself in language, in religion, in rituals, eating habits, dressing habits, etc. So again, let's take a look at McDonald's here. So when McDonald's entered India, look at how, in recognition of the local culture of the country where eating beef is considered a taboo in the society, McDonald's adopted this universal product strategy and informed its consumers that no beef and beef products will be sold here. The second external environment has to do with economic and technological development. And what you're seeing here is a very famous macroeconomist's model of economic growth for a country. And so what Rostow said was there are 5 different stages of economic development, and when a company decides to market its products in a foreign market, there needs to be some synergy between its home market's level of economic development and the foreign market. So US is considered a fully industrialized, and so if you're an American company, you should be mostly looking at companies that are either industrializing or fully industrialized in terms of economic development. The third factor of the external environment is political structure, and this plays a really important role in terms of how much freedom and how much regulation is there in the foreign market. So again, let's look at a case from India. When Walmart wanted to enter India, it could not do so because of the tight political regulation that says multi-brand retailers cannot own and operate, that are foreign owned, cannot run stores in India, where the government mandates that 51% has to be owned by an Indian company. So what Walmart did was it came into a joint venture with a local company called Bharti and ran the back operations, while Bharti then ran these big, large retail operations in India. The fourth aspect is demographic. Again, I shouldn't really have to explain this to you. This is, again, all of those factors that would even make sense to a domestic marketer. Then lastly, in this topic, let's look at some of the different challenges that global marketers face when it comes to either standardizing or adapting different elements of the marketing mix. So the biggest challenge here, or the several options here, come when companies trying to make decisions about their product and pricing strategy, right? So I'll show you several examples. One option is to keep the product and the message the same, come up with a new product, adapt the product, or adapt the message, right? So look at this one with Lufthansa. One ad is in German, the other one is in English. One product, one message for Lufthansa. These set of ads show you how the company has kept the same product, same message, even though delivered in 2 languages with Oreo cookies. And you can see these 2 ads in Canvas. Here's an example of Tide in India. Again, you can see the ad in Canvas that shows how Tide has adopted its promotional message to fit the market in India. Same here with McDonald's. Very large vegetarian population, no beef eating population, and so how did the company then come up with the McVeggie sandwich and the Maharaja that is almost equivalent of the Big Mac, but not using beef again? Product adaptation, great case that I will urge you to again watch on Canvas, that shows how Oreos has adapted its product for the Chinese market. Pricing, again, is a big issue, usually revised or modified in foreign markets so that there is a fit between the buying power of the local consumer population and the product. So you can see the pricing for the UK market, where the medium meals start at almost £4 British, which is over $8. But then look at the meals here for the Indian market, where the meal is about 115 rupees, which is even less than $2. Again, another great example with the pricing strategies, the sachet revolution in India, where you can buy a quarter size. These are little packets, kind of like sample packs that people can buy of Tide laundry detergent, and inside is just one quarter size laundry detergent inside the sachet, and it's priced at 1 rupee, which is less than 5 cents. The last challenge that has to do with marketing strategy has to do with distribution challenges, and a lot of the physical and infrastructure that defines the physical infrastructure of the US market doesn't exist in foreign markets. So companies have to revise that a lot. So look at how the retail infrastructure in India is mostly described by what this term is called Kirana store. And these are really small mom and pop stores. And so if you're Frito-Lay and Lay's potato chips, you have to distribute your products through these small mom and pop stores, which is not what the retail landscape looks like at home in the US. And then lastly, I'll end with these micro manual distribution centers that Coca-Cola has innovated in South Africa, and very interesting to see how such a large company has adapted its distribution strategy to market its products in South Africa. And again, this video is available for you to watch on Canvas. Thank you very much.